up and sit down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 94 of the STS Guys. I am Scott.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we are the STS Guys, at least the two of them that were able to jump on at this special occasion here. We are a weekly podcast that we get together to shoot the shit, talk about everything geeky, nerdy, and cool. You know, Larry, I said episode 94 in this, but I really should say this is special episode number 1.
Right? It's pretty cool. We did an interview.
We did a cool thing. We got a chance this week to speak with Grace Rolek.
Yeah, Grace is the voice of Connie on the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe.
Right, which I know, Larry, you're a big fan. I've been able to catch a little bit of it. Both our kids definitely enjoy it. So let's go through. We did talk a lot about Steven Universe and a couple upcoming projects that you had. So everybody have a little listen.
All right, so it's Larry and Scott, and we are here today with Grace Rolek, who is the voice of Connie on Steven Universe. How are you doing today, Grace?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Awesome.
Well, you're welcome. Well, thank you for joining us. We're big Steven Universe fans, and we're totally stoked to have you on the podcast today. So I think the whole world knows, right? At San Diego Comic-Con, Cartoon Network dropped the trailer for the Steven Universe movie. I know you probably can't say a whole lot, but how stoked are you for the Steven Universe movie to be coming out?
I'm really excited. I am especially excited for all the music in the movie because I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's some pretty awesome musical guests who signed on to be a part of it.
Cool. So in regards to that too, did you actually get to sit and like do some of the recording with those people, or like what's your role in some of those songs?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the people who were a part of it have very different schedules or recordings from different places. So for a lot of everything, we try to do group records whenever possible, but there was a hectic schedule getting everything done, so didn't get to be in the booth with a bunch of people.
So, and I know that on Steven Universe, those musical episodes tend to be like some of the fan favorites. So, like, how do you feel about it kind of going into a full, like, I guess, we're going to call it a musical, right? Like, there's I think enough music that we'll call it a musical. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that the idea of a Steven Universe musical movie is just an extension of everything that, Rebecca Sugar's vision for the movie is really special and really cool. So I'm excited to see what everybody thinks of it. But I think that it's a very natural medium, given the fact that we have a lot of musical segments in the show already.
Cool. Yeah, one of my favorite episodes, is Mr. Greg and Empire City. Wow. Right, those are basically just musical, like a half-hour musical anyhow. So I'm super excited to see what Rebecca and the team and the Crewniverse are going to put together to see, what this is going to be about. And it's so cool that it's not going to be just like, what are the normal episodes, like 10, 11 minutes? It's going to be fun to be able to see the whole prolonged story and get it all in one shot too. So I don't think we mentioned yet, right? The movie's going to drop on Cartoon Network on September 2nd at 6 p.m. So I know we'll be definitely ready to watch the day that drops.
Yes, I was going to say set your DVRs, but I don't think anybody does that.
No, that's kind of sad, right? Like, that used to be the cool hip thing. But yeah, I don't have a DVR anymore.
Yeah, I just got streaming, so I just say record these shows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, we'll all make sure that we watch it.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. If it's not exactly at 6 p.m., like, you'll find a way to watch it soon. I'm sure it'll be online on the Cartoon Network app. So like as far as like your character goes for Connie, in the trailer, we get like one quick glimpse at Connie, and I feel like it's kind of everybody's favorite, or at least one of their favorite scenes from that trailer, right? It's Connie kissing Steven. Can you talk at all about that?
Well, I can't give too much of anything away, but the movie does take place 2 years in the future. So Steven's 16, so they're teenagers, you know. So I mean, they've always had a very pure friendship, but I do think that there is a lot of love for each other. So everyone, of course, everyone's ship is very happy to see a little bit more affection coming from Connie towards Steven.
Yeah, that was fun. Even though it was so short, it was, like I said, it was definitely my favorite moment from the trailer. It was pretty
It's the thing you see in a lot of those articles that come up. So,
yeah.
So kind of speaking of kind of time with the character here, so we kind of saw Connie start off as, I don't want to say kind of a side character, but kind of more of a minor character, and has really grown into like one of the main cast here. Can you share some of your thoughts on kind of Connie's like character development and what you've brought to that to kind of make that transition as good as it did?
Well, in a lot of ways, I kind of grew up alongside Connie. I started working on the show when I was 15, so a little older, but still, I had a lot of growing up to do. And being able to be like a part of the show, and Connie's character reminds me of my younger self in a lot of ways. I was homeschooled for a very long time as a kid. I was very bookish, kind of nerdy, and so that side of Connie I definitely relate to a lot. But then there's also this really like powerful and adventurous side to Connie, and you see that when she's sword fighting, but even just like she talks about all of when they're ready to run away together at the end of Fusion Cuisine, you see this really rebellious, fun side of Connie too. And I'm really happy to play such a nuanced, three-dimensional character for this young girl. And it's awesome to see. I think all of those elements of Connie always existed, but just getting to see more episodes with her and kind of peel the layers back and see all of the sides of her has been really fun to watch and really rewarding to play.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Like Scott said, it's been cool to just kind of watch her grow. Watch, you know, like you said too, you've been playing Connie like for a big chunk of your life. Same with Zach Allison and Steven. Like it's been cool to see you guys grow and develop. Like I feel like a lot of this has been like in Rebecca Sugar's mind for like a really long time. And you know, a lot of her original ideas, like she's just finally been able to, you know, progress the story, and it's so cool that, you know, that the Cartoon Network and the fans were able to embrace it and are allowed her to keep making the show for all these years and all these seasons, and now be able to jump into something cool like a TV movie. I think, you know, like, I just kind of want to know what it's like to work with Rebecca Sugar. Like, she seems super talented, right? I know she's involved in the music and all the art, and like, what is it like to be around someone with that much creativity?
Well, it's really inspiring, first of all. I mean, I've been working as an actress since a very young age. I think I booked my first voiceover role when I was 5 or 6, but working on Steven Universe was the first project that I worked on where I saw just a direct correlation between like how much love you put into it and how much love people give to the end product of it, because I think Rebecca puts her whole heart and soul into every episode, every storyboard, everything that she does. And it's really inspiring to watch, and it really gave me some renewed passion for the art of creating things, whether it be music or television. I think it's super, super cool to have been able to work with someone so talented so early on in my career. Yeah. I hesitate saying early on because I'm like, oh, well, I guess I have been doing this for a while, but I am only 21, so I'm hoping that in the grand scheme, still like, very early on in my career.
Yeah. You've got plenty of time to do cool stuff, but you're like a seasoned 21, you know? Right. You've been around a little bit. So
I just calculated it because I didn't want to say something wrong, but I've been working on the show for 6 years, and I'm 21, and so that's more than a quarter of my life, which is really crazy to think about.
Yeah. It is. Like, that stuff gets worse as you get older. So we're a little older than 21, but yeah, all of a sudden you start doing those correlations in your mind. You're like, man, like, that's crazy, right? A quarter of your life has been Steven Universe.
It's like that meme where the woman is like having equations go over her head.
Yes, right. That's basically all being an adult is just a weird meme. So you're talking about creating stuff, right? And as excited as we are, as everybody is for the Steven Universe movie, I'm also really excited about another project you have coming out. I saw you've been posting things for like, I think it's been about a year, about a short film you've been working on called Mailboxes. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm planning on releasing it August 15th, and I'm super excited about it. It is my very first short film that I've ever made. I wrote, directed it, and I'm also acting in it. Alongside, the starring role is Zach Callison, and he plays Steven on Steven Universe for anyone listening who doesn't know. But it's been awesome to collaborate with him on another project that isn't Steven Universe.
Very cool. So you said you're going to release it on August 15th. Do you know where we're going to be able to find that?
The plan is to release it on YouTube. We're going to see if we are also going to throw it up on like Vimeo, but YouTube is going to be the main avenue, I believe.
Okay, awesome. We'll definitely be looking for that again. That comes out just a couple weeks on August 15th. Yes,
I'm super excited for everyone to see it. It's funny because I wrote it last year, and even in the last year, it's amazing what you learn a lot about creating something. I mean, I did this with a few of my friends, and it's cool to be able to have a platform to throw it online and actually have people really excited about it. It's very surreal.
Yeah, for sure. Like the time we live in where, you know, like you said, just a couple friends can get together and make something and just throw it up on YouTube and people will watch it. Like, that's so cool. Like, you couldn't have done that like 20 years ago.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's crazy because I didn't shoot Mailboxes on an iPhone, but I mean, there are feature-length films being released that were shot on iPhones, and just how accessible filmmaking is now is completely unprecedented.
Right. So now, I guess I do have to ask, now that you have one under your belt, are you already planning more, like more writing or directing, or kind of what's next on the schedule there?
Well, I am producing one of my friend's short films at the moment, and that is currently being edited, but that probably won't come out until next year if I had to estimate. But it's been a lot of fun getting to get to know other sides of the creating process, because I've been an actor for as long as I can remember, but I really enjoy writing and directing, and it's cool to get to know all of the other jobs that make something happen, because film is really cool because you need everything. I mean, you need creative people from all different specialties. You need people to make music for, like, scoring and costume design and everything you can think of. It's really fun. I love film just as an artistic medium.
Very cool. So I know of another thing that you've got coming up, right? Kind of a different avenue. You're going to be a special guest at Big Easy Con in New Orleans on the first weekend in November 1st through 3rd. So any fans in or around the Louisiana area can come out and meet you. I know you do a bunch of other cons too. Do you have anything else like that coming up?
Yes, I'm also going to be going to Los Angeles Comic-Con, and that, I believe, is in October. I'm going to look up what weekend that is. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's definitely in October of this year.
Very cool. So we're in Phoenix. You were out at Phoenix. Oh, what is it called? Phoenix Fan Fest.
Yes.
Like almost 2 years ago. So we actually did get the chance to meet you. You signed a comic book for me at the time too. So that was really cool. So we do a lot of Comic-Con coverage and stuff like that. So we're always paying attention to where the other guests are and stuff. And it seems like you, Zach's around, a lot of the other Steven Universe crew too is around doing the Comic-Cons. It seems really cool. Like, what's your favorite part about that? Like, you get to travel, meet fans.
I definitely love the travel aspect of it. I was just in Connecticut actually for Connecticon, which was really cool. I got to go to Hartford, and it's just awesome. I love getting to meet different fans from different places. The coolest convention I've been to, I went to one in France actually earlier this year. And before Steven Universe, I mean before conventions, I would travel to see family who live back east occasionally, but that was pretty much the extent of me traveling for fun or for work. So it's really cool to be able to do that. And again, being a young 21-year-old person, getting to see the world through an opportunity like meeting fans of Steven Universe is just so cool. And I kind of have to pinch myself sometimes.
Right. It's crazy to have people come up and want to talk to you and meet you and get your autograph. But I think by now, like, there's a ton of Steven Universe fans out there. We actually got to be in San Diego Comic-Con this 2 weeks ago for that panel and see the movie trailer, which is awesome. It was my first Steven Universe panel, so it's fun. But it got bumped up to Ballroom 20.
Camp out overnight.
Surprisingly enough, no. That's why I had never gone before, because I thought you totally had to camp out. But we were able to get in at a reasonable time. And we actually made it all the way up to the front row, but that's a story for another day. So I had a great seat at the Steven Universe panel, but it's in the second largest room now, Ballroom 20. So there's over 5,000 people. Yeah, it was so cool. There's over 5,000 people, just the energy in that room. It was so cool, so awesome. I really think Steven Universe has some of the most passionate fans. So you guys are really lucky.
Well, it's really good to see a show, like a TV show, to be able to get that big of a following. Where you're hitting some of the other major TV shows are also in that same room.
Or like Marvel. There's a lot going on that weekend. So to be able to pass the second biggest room is really cool.
It is mind-blowing to me, but I can understand why, because I love to watch Steven Universe as well. I've told my friends to watch it. I'm super proud to be a part of it, and I've talked about this with Zach, but we're so grateful that we're able to work on a show that we ourselves genuinely are proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think that shows too. Right, whether it's through you guys doing interviews or being at these Comic-Cons, a lot of the times people who are currently working on series don't go. It's something that you do after you're retired and you've got more free time. But you guys are out there, a couple weekends a year or more and interacting, meeting with fans. And you can just tell that passion and that you guys care about the show, which is so cool. And that just as a fan, that just makes me like you guys even more. So keep doing it. It's great.
Thanks. It's super cool. One thing that always gets me is when I go to these conventions and people are just thanking not just me, but the entire cast when we go for coming to these places. And it's really amazing to just have that kind of direct line of communication with the people who love the show and actually getting to hear. People will come up to our booths at these conventions and tell us about how Steven Universe personally impacted them, because Steven Universe does touch on so many themes that are so personal to people and themes that a lot of shows don't really get into, especially not children's shows. And so it's really cool to be able to hear that firsthand.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it before you jumped in and said it touches on all those things and it's a kid's show. It's so cool. I've got a 10-year-old. Steven Universe is his favorite show too. So we watch it together.
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly right. But it's one of the things you can watch together as a family, and everybody just relates to it, whether you're young or you're a little bit older, like an adult, a parent. I think there's always a character that you can find to relate to. So it's a really great show.
I love it too.
Good. Yeah. See, that's what I mean. You can tell that you guys really care about it, and that's awesome. So I got kind of changing gears a little bit. I got a random question for you. So I was just curious, right? what are you, like, personally, what are you into right now? Like, is there a band or maybe like a TV show you're watching or a movie you really like? Like, what's something that you'd recommend that the people listening, what should they get up on? Okay,
well, musically, the most recent concert I went to see Mitski, and it's her Be the Cowboy tour, which is an album she released. I don't know. Maybe it was this year. I think it was this year. And that album has been on repeat for me. Be the Cowboy by Mitski. And there's a lot of really great songs on there. And I loved getting to see her live. It was so cool. And then movie-wise, I am very recently starting to get into horror movies. I just went to see Midsummer in theaters, and that was super cool and very fun and scary.
Very, very trippy movie.
Yes, definitely. I was a huge, huge fan of Hereditary last year, and so I was excited to see what Ari Aster did next.
Cool. So amazing. So, Grace, like, let us know kind of where can we find you, like, online, like, kind of find some of the work that you've done and everything like that. Like, I guess we'll give you a chance here to plug yourself.
Well, I'm on Twitter at Grace_Rolek, and on Instagram I am Grace.Rolek.
Pretty easy, a little bit different. Right. Still though it's you.
Yeah. Slight distinction there. But that's where I post most of my updates on what I'm up to, conventions I'm going to be at, etc. Weird pictures of just things I see in my day-to-day life because I like taking pictures of random things. I love taking pictures of weird vanity plates that I'll see. I love, like, license plates with random things that people write. Like, I snap a lot of pictures of those, so you'll see that on my Instagram occasionally.
We'll get along real well because I love calling him out. Larry can attest to that.
Yeah, I feel like that's our thing too, right? How do you not see a weird license plate? At least, comment to the guy you're sitting next to.
At least try to figure out what they meant by it.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate it.
I respect the creativity because you have to get it down to 7 letters, so.
Yeah. Right? And sometimes it's hard. You're trying to skip the vowels.
Right, yeah.
It's a mess, man. Cool. Well, that's kind of all the questions we had. So we're definitely going to check out the Steven Universe movie September 2nd, 6 p.m. on Cartoon Network. We're definitely going to check out Mailboxes when it drops on August 15th. And we're going to follow you on Instagram and Twitter. So thank you very much, Grace, for coming and hanging out with us. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's been great chatting with you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and perfect, guys. So that was our discussion here with Grace. Do go and check out all the stuff. She dropped all of her links and everything, where to go find her. She is awesome. She was really cool. So go check her out and, go check out that Mailboxes, short film that should be dropping here,
August 15th.
August 15th on YouTube, as she said. So take a look for it. Give that support.
Yep. So thank you again, Grace, for, coming to hang out. It was great to talk Steven Universe. So like Scott said, make sure you check out her on Instagram and Twitter. And after you do that, you should check out the STS Guys. We're on Instagram at STS Guys. We're on Twitter at STS Guys. And we are on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I am Larry from the STS Guys.
I guess since I'm the only one on here, I have to do the obligatory shilling like a villain.
It's the rare episode with only 2 of us.
Yes. So, but it was definitely special. So let's go ahead and we'll call it at that here for special episode number 1, aka episode 94 of the STS Guys. I am Scott.
Hey, it's Larry.
And everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.
Shut up and sit down.